Alright guys, welcome back to our channel. Thanks for watching us.
Alright, ooh baby, just hold tight. We're up at the moonlight, believe in the magic. On side, we'll make it feel just right. Just look at that bright light, believe in the magic.
Today's video is a very long time coming video. We've spoken a bit about it here and there, but we thought we'd make a video on it because you guys might be interested. And obviously by the title, it is how we tried, well, our journey to conceive Leonie.
Hopefully with putting this video out there kind of helps other people that are also struggling to conceive and facing the same sort of troubles. Hopefully it kind of helps you guys out.
So I think we've mentioned it before, it was about 6 years we tried to have a baby. So we'll start sort of from the beginning. So we got married and we had started trying for about a year before we decided to go to the doctors and see what they could do. And unfortunately we were living up north and the public system wasn't...
I think it has some places that it can improve, let's just say that.
So yeah, we decided to go and see the doctor at the public hospital because I was having irregular periods. I was sort of tracking my cycles and all of that, but it didn't really make much difference as my periods were irregular, so I never really knew when the right time was and stuff. So we went and saw the doctor. That was pretty useless, to be honest, because of my type 1 diabetes, which wasn't like perfect at that time. She pretty much didn't want anything to really happen.
So yeah, their main thing was they were, from what I could see anyway, was trying to regulate and everything.
Yeah, trying to regulate. And
they were more trying to push Ashley onto like birth control sort of things so that they could try and get that side of things under control and all of that. They weren't really helping as such. They weren't really listening to us and what we wanted.
And I mean, I was 21 at the time. So they're like, oh, you're still young, blah, blah, blah. You got plenty of time. But everybody hears that when they're young, sort of thing. So yeah. So we didn't really take too much away from that appointment in terms of help or anything like that. We sort of actually just gave up on it. On the doctor side of things, we thought we would just, you know, keep trying ourselves. But we did see a different doctor each time we went, but they were all sort of under the one doctor, if that makes sense. Yeah. So they would hear us out sort of thing, then they'd go and talk to the main doctor, I suppose she was, and then they'd come back and yeah, and it was always the same
sort of thing. It was just
yeah.
It's just, oh, you're young, oh, we just need to work on this, we need to work on this. And it was just like, because the first time I think it was more like trying to get Ashley's sugar levels all under control and everything, yeah. Which we knew that's what we needed to do. So then we hit that goal, and then it was like the goalposts had moved sort of thing, and then they wanted to do something else, and then we hit that and it was, oh, let's do something else sort of thing. And it was just really frustrating. It was quite stressful. I remember feeling quite angry, and I mean, I was trying not to show it, but yeah, it was, yeah, not a good place for both of us, really.
Yeah, so yeah, we just, after, I think we went and saw them like 2 or 3 times, and then we sort of just went, okay, no, they're not going to help, we're not going to go and see them, we'll move on from that sort of thing.
And the appointments were quite far apart as well. Yeah. They were about 6 months apart or something like that.
So yeah, we sort of gave up on the doctor side of things. We just thought, you know, we'll just see how things go, try and get my diabetes like really good and just sort of that sort of stuff sorted. Even being on, I didn't really want to go back on the pill or anything like that, because I felt like that was a back step. So in late 2010, I think early 2011, I was diagnosed with PCOS, so that's polycystic ovary syndrome. So that was some of the reason.
Yeah, we kind of finally had an answer to what was going on and sort of thing, and how to deal with it.
I suppose something to blame.
Something to blame.
Yeah. For us, like not sort of falling pregnant, so that was harder. But with the symptoms that come along with that, irregular periods or missed periods, feeling a lot of like pain in your stomach and all of that, I never really got any of that. It was the only symptom I really ever had was the missed periods, though I did have cysts on my ovaries as well, but obviously you don't see that day to day because you have to go for an ultrasound for that. So yeah, that was a downer on things, but you know, we sort of soldiered on. I didn't really think too much about it. I'm like, okay, well, it's another obstacle. People still fall pregnant with PCOS, so I wasn't, you know, overly sad. I'm not really much of a worrier. Like, I don't worry about things too much.
I am.
He's the opposite. So yeah, I was diagnosed with PCOS. Again, like we obviously saw doctors and stuff to sort of sort that out. But yeah, like I said, I wasn't really feeling much of it apart from the missed periods. And then later on, like we were still trying, like we've been always trying sort of thing. And then October 2013, I started getting some stomach pain, and I kind of just brushed it off the first day or so as period pain because that's what it felt like. And boy, I was wrong. Well, yeah. So yeah, anyway, third day came. Dan's like, I think I should really take you to the hospital, and I was like, no, I'm fine, because it was sort of on and off. It wasn't constant pain. And then we went out for lunch with our friends, and then that was it. I was told Dan, okay, take me to the hospital. Totally wrong idea. We were waiting in the emergency room for ages. I should have just got Dan to take me home and then got in the ambulance. I would have been seen faster, because I was in so much pain by the time I actually got in there.
I think we were sitting in that waiting room for a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah. When I first went in there, I wasn't as bad, but yeah, as we were waiting, it just got worse and worse and worse. So I finally went in, and they pretty much gave me morphine straight away because they saw me. So that was good. That was a big relief. I had lots of tests done. It was over a weekend too, so that was a bit of a drama. Fly in your head.
That's alright, we've got a fly buzzing around.
Yeah. Only keeps opening and closing those doors. Anyway, so yeah, that was quite a stressful week for you. Like I said, I'm not really a person to worry too much. So yeah, I was in there for I think 2 days until they actually found out what was wrong with me. And what had happened is I had a cyst, and it was a pretty big one. I can't actually remember the measurements of it. My left ovary, and it had actually twisted my tube. So that's what gave me so much pain. It was it hadn't burst or anything, it was still there, but yeah, it had twisted my ovary, so that's what gave me the pain. So I had to go for surgery. So yeah, and I went in, got surgery. They did mention before I went in that if it's that bad that they would have to remove my ovary, so I kind of just passed it off as a whatever. I mean, I can't do anything about it. You know, if they have to do that, then they have to do that. But it wasn't until quite a while after that I come out of recovery and everything, it might have been even the next day, I'm not too sure, that they actually told me that they removed my ovary. And well, that really made me upset. I don't know what made me upset more is that it took them, well, I didn't know. So they should have told me earlier, or the fact that my ovary was gone, as we had been wanting, or we had been trying, we wanted a baby. So yeah, there was definitely a few tears shed there on my half anyway.
Yeah, mine as well. And it was also kind of all of those annoyed feelings as well from the previous appointments. All of that came back again, because we're like, well, this has happened now. They didn't want to do anything beforehand. They didn't want to help us and anything, but now we've got even less of a chance to actually fall pregnant. And it kind of really upset us, like both of us. And yeah, just all of those sort of emotions came back again. So touching on emotions and stuff, all of the sort of emotions from the previous probably 12 to 18 months or so came up as well. Like just more the feeling, oh, we're never going to be able to have kids, sort of thing. Especially with Ashley losing that ovary and everything.
Yeah, and they told us like we couldn't start trying until 18 months after. Just so I could heal and all of that.
With Ashley's side of the family, so back in 2012, we were told that her sister was pregnant, as well as also her brother with his partner. We were actually expecting around about the same time as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were happy and everything.
I was happy for them.
But
Dan's more of an emotional person than I am. So it really affected him, and I think it's because it's my side. You know, I was really happy for them that, you know, there's new babies coming into the family. Yeah,
but it wasn't so much upset because they're having babies and all of that. It was more, but what about us, sort of thing. We've been trying for so long, and it's kind of just kind of like, what about me, sort of stuff. It just. For me, it didn't feel fair.
Yeah.
And we'd wanted this like to have baby for quite a long time. And
like even before we got engaged, I think we spoke about kids. Like we knew we wanted kids, not exactly like how many we wanted, but we knew that we wanted kids.
Yeah. So there was quite a few tears shed about that. And yeah, when we were in the hospital with Ashley and the surgery and everything, all of those sort of emotions of that came back again. And it's like, well,
just from losing one ovary, like
have we lost our chance? What if this happens again to the other ovary? And then we just like it. It's I don't know. It's kind of human nature sort of thing to think of the what if the worst scenario sort of thing, and yeah. That's what a lot of our tears, I think, would have been about. Is like, yeah, what if this is the last sort of chance, and the fact that we had to wait the 18 months as well
was hard.
Because well, that's 18 months where something else could happen.
Yeah. Obviously, we somewhat waited the 18 months, but yeah, obviously we didn't fall pregnant. But I mean, we were on and off contraception in that 18 months thereabouts. So yeah,
we did have a couple of times in that 18 months where Ashley was 100% sure that she had the pregnancy symptoms and all of that, and every time the test came back negative, and then
oh my god, we have spent so much money on tests that have just come negative.
Yeah. And it was just, if you're going through this sort of thing, you probably know where we're coming from. And like that negative test is like, really hard to see. It's, kind of really hard to take.
And I took a lot of tests without, I think you probably didn't even know half the times I took tests.
I probably wouldn't have known because, I mean, I'm crying now just thinking of it, so.
And yeah, at the time we had 3 bathrooms, I think. But usually I'd get up first thing in the morning and go and test before you'd even get up, or you'd be in the shower, so I'd go and test.
Yeah, the 18 months did end up actually like coming to an end, and we're like, all right, we'll start trying again. What was that? About 6 months or so that we were trying. It would have been.
Yeah, I think it would have been about 6 months.
And we're like, all right, it's still not happening. So.
Still not happening. And in that time, guess what? Another pregnancy announcement came from my side of the family again, which is a joy. Like, it is a joy. But yeah, I think that one got me more emotional than the previous 2. And yeah, like I said, that one got me more than the other ones did, just because I think everything that had happened, it just, hearing it at that time, it just, yeah, it really got to me. But you know, we're happy for everybody that's having babies. So fast forward, we moved to Brisbane. We were living in Brisbane for probably about a year, I'd say, before we decided, okay, that's it, we're gonna go try again. We're gonna go and try again and go to see a gynecologist. So that in itself was a drama, because we had been trying for so long and we'd only been living in Brisbane for the year. The GP that we were seeing, she wanted all the background information, and she pretty much wouldn't give me the referral to see the gynecologist. So she wanted me to get some blood tests done. I think it was more so like my diabetes side, but you know, whatever. I remember going home and telling Dan the situation, and I wasn't happy about it, and as you could tell, he wouldn't have been happy about it either. He would have been worse than me. So he decided, okay, well, when you go back to the doctor to get your test results, I'm coming with you. So I'm glad he did, because he pushed for it, to give me the referral. Like, I don't see what the problem was, why she wouldn't give it to me. So you know, after all we've been through and all of that. So
well, it wasn't like I got angry at the doctor or anything.
He wasn't aggressive or anything like that. He just kept asking her for it.
I was just kind of firm about it, like, and explained the whole situation, explained the history sort of thing, and
which I had done previously, but she didn't really want to bar of it.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden she said, "Oh, I didn't realise," but yeah, afterwards Ashley had told me that she'd already explained it, but obviously she didn't listen or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, we finally got the referral, and
which I told her which doctor I wanted to see, because I thought, you know, with the drama that we had before, I thought I'd look up, do some research and look up a doctor myself, which I'm actually really glad I did, because yeah, I really liked him.
He came highly recommended.
Yeah,
actually.
he did. And that was on Google, really. And then I asked a few people on Facebook, a few groups that I was joined to on Facebook, and I think 1 or 2 recommended him. So I was like, okay, well, I'll give it a shot. So yeah, I think it was a month later after the referral, because he was quite busy, we got in to see him. So that would have been about November 2014. We got to see him, and I really liked him. I thought he was very positive. He actually seemed like he wanted to help us.
A night and day sort of thing. Yeah. You go in there and he just, I don't know, just really felt like he wanted to
really
help.
Lifted our spirits up, really.
I just wanted to give him a hug, because it was just, after so long and everything and all of the bad experiences that we had, it really felt like there was just somebody that wanted to actually listen to us and help us with what we wanted to do. Yeah. It was actually really nice, even though he sent us off for a bunch of tests, like blood tests.
Yeah, so our first appointment, he got me to go and get some blood tests, and to go and get Dan checked. We'll go from there. So I was really happy with that. He seemed really positive. He did sort of talk to us about what our options could be, but we'll have to wait until my blood tests come back and how Dan comes back. Yeah. Oh, well, it's more like Clomid, and if Clomid doesn't work, then you do an IUI, and then if that doesn't work or whatever, you'd go to IVF. But he did recommend if you were going to do an IUI, he would only like to do it once and then go to IVF,
because we had been trying for so long.
Yeah. So yeah, we came back and saw him. I think it was about a month later, because yeah, he's quite busy, so it's hard to get into. So yeah, we went in, saw him. He said that there was nothing odd about my blood tests. So yeah, Dan's test came back great too. And so yeah, though he didn't see anything wrong with us physically, I suppose, or medically, that we couldn't fall pregnant.
Yeah, but he actually said that to us. That he goes, "There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to fall pregnant." Yeah. So he did an ultrasound at that.
Yeah, he did an ultrasound on me and checked everything, and which I was really happy that he did, because I hadn't had an ultrasound since my surgery in 2013. And yeah, everything was fine. Like, I wasn't feeling any pain or anything, but yeah, he checked everything out and he said everything was fine. And I did have a few cysts, but he didn't seem too worried about that.
He said, I do remember he said that they were only quite small.
Yeah. So after all that was done, he gave us some options. He gave us 2 options that I remember anyway. And the first option was a saline test, or what's it called? The dye test, I think it's also known as. Or to go onto Clomid. And I don't think he was too keen on me going onto Clomid, otherwise I think that probably would have been the option we would have gone for.
I think he really pushed it for
to get checked, really.
That's that one saline test or something. He
recommended that more.
And then he said that if that comes back all clear, then we'll go on to Clomid.
Yeah.
So
he recommended that more, because obviously if there's something there, then the Clomid's not going to work. So that was at the beginning of the year. I think we saw him about January, February. And then I got the saline test done in March, April. And I remember that clearly, because Dan couldn't come with me. He had to work, so Mum came with me, and I got it done just out of the city of Brisbane, I think.
Yeah, it was in Auchenflower.
Yeah. And yeah, we went in. I was nervous, and I suppose it's a psych thing, but I was like asking them if it hurts, and the doctor's like, no, it doesn't hurt, and blah blah blah. And then it actually really hurt. It hurt me, and he's like, oh, did that really hurt? It's just, yeah, it was funny. Not funny at the time, but it's funny now. They try and like change your mind about things. Alright, so what they found on the test was a blocked tube, and with them pushing the saline through, which was totally uncomfortable, they actually unblocked it. So that was a good thing. I was happy. That gave me an answer to why we weren't falling pregnant, apart from the PCOS. So I was really happy about that. I was like super excited about the doctor that we saw, because you know, he put me through to this test.
He really pushed for it, and it all ended up kind of, I was actually quite happy and excited and everything as well. Yeah. But we didn't actually go back to go and see that doctor.
No. We were talking, and I decided that because he was a private doctor and we were paying, and I can be a bit of a cheap person sometimes, I thought, you know what? Now that my tube isn't blocked anymore, we'll give it a couple of months and we'll see if we fall pregnant, and if we don't, then we'll go back to him. So 3 months had passed, and I still wasn't pregnant. So it was July sometime. We thought, that's it, we're not gonna go back to the doctor. That's it. We're not gonna have kids. So it is what it is.
Yeah, we sat down and discussed it, and or actually went for a drive and discussed it.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, we just decided, look, we're probably not going to end up having kids, and
because we couldn't really afford IVF as well, so that really wasn't an option for us.
So we just kind of gave up, and
yeah, we just gave up. Really, it was like we've been trying for so long, and we've done tests and everything's coming back normal, and it's just not happening. So we thought, okay, that's it, we're not gonna thing. So we were quite sad about that, obviously, for a little while, but yeah, about August, towards the end of August, mid-August, we decided, okay, we're gonna go get you a car. Since we're not gonna have a baby, we don't need to have a like family car as such. We'll go and look for a sports car. So let's go and live life, really, is what we thought, and by doing that, it's going to buy a new car.
Yeah, so that car was going to be my 30th birthday present, because there was a roundabout on brand new car, Toyota 86s at the time. There was about a 6-month wait. So that
kind of tied in.
Would have tied in with my
birthday.
birthday in June.
And Dan's a pretty, yeah, nerdy guy, I suppose you'd call it. Like, likes the Star Wars and Comic-Con and all that sort of stuff. So I think we both saw an ad for it, and we decided that's what we're going to do too. You know, go to Comic-Con, because we've never been to one before. So we booked, or got those tickets and stuff. So that was living life sort of thing. Anyway, I had been cramping for like 2 weeks, and that's pretty normal. Well, it was pretty normal for me at that time. But you know, I was like waiting for my period to come, it just wouldn't come, so I decided to test. And this was like early in the morning, it would have been about 6 o'clock, that I went to go and take a test. And of course I did a secret test in the spare bathroom. And it was just
your secret test.
It wasn't a cheap test, I suppose. It was still a first response, but it was a little stick thingy. It wasn't the normal ones that you use, which I've used them in the past, but obviously gotten a negative. But yeah, anyway, I took the test and I could see a very, very faint line. If you squinted and you tilted it, you could see that there was a line there. And you had to have the light in the right spot and stuff. Anyway, so, you know, I sort of got my hopes up a little bit, but because it was so hard to see and you had to squint and do all of that, I didn't really take it to heart. Like, I didn't think, okay, yeah, I'm pregnant. But I did show Dan. He was half asleep, was not interested at all. So I was like, well, stuff you then, whatever. And I threw it in the bin. I didn't even keep it. I just threw it in the bin because, yeah, it was really hard to see. I've never had a positive before. We weren't exactly trying, well, you know, we weren't preventing it, but, you know, we just didn't think we were going to get pregnant. It happened on a Wednesday. The following Saturday, I decided to take another test, and that was the day that we were going to Comic-Con. But yeah, I decided to take another test because it got me thinking. I did see a sort of faint positive in a weird way. So I'll test again. And we'd gotten up early anyway because we're going into South Bank. So it was a bit of a drive, about 45-minute drive, I think, into South Bank. So we got up early, probably around about 6 o'clock. And as I was doing back then, is I'd pee in a cup, and then I'd save it so Dan could go and have a shower or whatever. I'd bring out to the bedroom. And so he went and had a shower, or was about to have a shower. He was having a shave, and I tested. I had a bunch of tests, because yep, because I like to buy them, you know, just so I can keep getting those negatives. But I actually had a few first response, like the normal first response ones, and I actually had a digital clear blue, so I'm actually glad I had that. So yeah, I thought, okay, I'm gonna test, see how it goes. Well, it was positive. I did the first response, so it's the 2 lines, 2 pink lines, that's a girl. So yeah, I got 2 lines and it came up pretty quick and I couldn't believe my eyes. It was really surreal. Yeah, I screamed.
Yeah, I remember you screaming.
Yeah, I screamed like, babe!
And here I am shaving, so I almost cut myself. But no.
But like, I mean, I was in the bedroom and he was in the ensuite, so like, you know, we were pretty close.
Yeah, and so I didn't quite believe it or anything, so, and I was like asking all these questions. I was like, oh, so how quick did it come up and all of that? And
I was like, babe, look, I'm pregnant, look. And he's like having a look. And yeah, you being you reacted how I expected you to sort of thing, like, sort of, yeah, you didn't really believe it,
yeah,
sort of thing.
Well, it's been so long, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's been so long. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's not true, I'll take another test. So I decided to take the digital one because that's either a yes or a no. It's either going to say yes or no. So I did that and I timed it on my phone and everything like that. I was big on always timing it with my phone and stuff. And then it was like, bam, it said pregnant 1 to 2 weeks. And yeah, and it was early. This would have been like 6:30 in the morning.
And
we had done the tests and stuff, and yeah,
we're making all sorts of racket and everything. We're in a unit complex.
Yeah.
So that
was pretty funny actually. Like, we weren't like yahooing and all that sort of stuff, but
no, but I think we pretty much did. We get onto the phone with our parents?
Yep.
Pretty much straight away.
So I didn't have credit, so I'm like, babe, can I use your phone and give mum a call? Well, this was at 6:30 in the morning, and mum didn't answer, and I was like so excited. I'm like, fine, I'm gonna ring my sister. She didn't answer. So I was like, oh, what am I gonna do? Waiting. I'll give mum a call again, see if, you know. And because mum's usually awake by 6 o'clock most times, so I didn't, you know, I thought she would have been awake. Nope, wasn't awake. Nope, didn't answer on the second ring. Oh, whatever. And then she gives me a call back. And, you know, it was sort of like a, oh, hi mum, how you going? Oh, yeah, good. Guess what? I'm pregnant.
When I called my mum, she was actually quite excited, and you can hear it in her voice as well. She was really happy for us because, I mean, she'd been there as well as your mum as well, been there sort of through each and every, like, or not each and everything, but they knew the journey that we'd been on, and and knew how much we wanted it, and it was actually nice to hear, and it was a good feeling, I think, is having somebody that cares about you,
just as excited as you are, sort of thing.
So that was actually really good.
So yeah, we got our first positive and our first baby.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, we'll leave it here. Yeah.
That's our sort of journey of wanting and trying for a baby.
Yeah.
With our ups and downs and feels and craziness. Alright guys, so we're going to end it here because it's probably like long and you guys are probably bored with it. But if you like it, if you thought it was a good video, give us a thumbs up.
And congratulations for making it this far.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit hard to share, but we want to, and you know, if it can help anybody out there that is trying and not knowing about like the saline test and blocked tubes and all that sort of stuff, you know, it's good to get that out there, and hopefully it'll help somebody that is trying to fall pregnant. But yeah, leave us a friendly comment down below, and let us know in the comments your stories of trying to conceive, if you've had a hard time trying to conceive. It's definitely interesting, and I think it would be helpful to read those things, to read those comments for people that are trying.
It's not something that gets talked about very often, and understandably it is hard to talk about. Anyway guys, we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Believe in the magic. I believe it. got me. I believe in the magic.